Good evening. Welcome to Reflections, a program of opinion, ideas, thoughts, and recollections. It may include poetry, essay, and story reading, your own or someone else's work, perhaps a song or two. We would welcome suggestions. Just phone 539-9611. Reflections on location at the Downtown Mall, Charlotte Street, Sydney. We'll be talking with the Gaelic Society people, and right now we have Emily Butler. Good morning, Emily.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
Oh, splendid. What do you think of this downtown mall?
Well, we're just sort of getting underway, and I think before the day is over, we're going to think a lot more of it then than we do right now. We're just a bit, strange to the whole situation.
Yes, this is something new.
It is.
What are all these, Emily? Would you name some of the tartans, please?
This is a display of tartan. We have here the Culloden tartan. This is the Culloden.
Culloden, yeah.
That's a fairly new tartan.
Yeah.
And we have here the Mackenzie tartan.
Mackenzie.
This is the tartan that's worn by the Gaelic Society pipe band.
Ah, I see. That's. I know you people have your own band.
We have here a slip of the Cape Breton tartan.
That's good.
Yeah, and here we have the Royal Stewart.
Royal Stewart.
That's quite a popular tartan.
My gosh, yes. They're all the ones we're quite familiar with, I think.
Here's the McFarlane tartan.
The which?
McFarlane.
Oh, yes.
Okay, and here's the Nova Scotian tartan.
Good. Is there a butler? Is there a butler tartan?
No butler.
Oh, my gosh.
This is what the butler person wears.
The McDonald?
From
Clanranald.
Yeah, Finn McGuinness. And here's the Black Watch tartan.
Oh, gosh, yes. We'll see them marching probably at the end of the week.
Yeah.
Emily, what is this strange thing?
This is a clothes dryer.
How did it work now?
Well, I'll tell you, it's a reproduction.
Oh, yeah.
And they used to place this in front of a fireplace. And they'd put the mitts and the socks on this thing, and they'd dry.
I see.
It's not
You're
very
moving
modern,
around in front of a fireplace,
yeah.
Here's an oldie. Do you remember those, Emily?
Oh, yes, I do.
Oh, me too. Here's something for the sheep, I believe.
This is a pair of wool carders.
Oh, yeah, they come in pairs, eh?
Yeah, and this is the sheep shear. This shear the...
Oh, yes, the wolf.
And this is a hand-woven coverlet. And it's the traditional overshot pattern. It was locally made on a loom here, and it's approximately 50 years old.
Is that woolen?
Yes, it is.
I see.
And here's a handmade woolen blanket. This is approximately 100 years old.
Oh, for goodness sakes, they stand up well.
And a porridge pot.
Oh, my gosh. What is this?
Oh, this is to pound the meal and make the porridge. That's our paddle.
Porridge, yeah.
And we have some items here for sale. We have Doug McPhee's album.
This is album, Doug,
and we have the Cape Breton Fiddler book by Alistair McGilvery. Alistair.
Right.
And we have the Song for the Mire also by Alistair McGilvery. This is all Cape Breton songs.
Yes.
And we have a spinning wheel. It's approximately 150 years old.
That's in good shape.
Back here we have a walking wheel that's 200 years old.
Oh, this is the big black wheel here.
Yeah, that's
what did you call that?
A walking wheel. W-A-U-L-K-I-N-G.
I see. That was for flax, that sort of thing.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Exactly, yes.
That's before your time, Emily.
Yeah. And here we have a sale of goodies.
Goodies, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Would you name some of them? I see.
Tea biscuits and scones and oatmeal cookies, bran muffins.
Bran muffins.
Blueberry muffins.
My gosh,
yes. Blueberry muffins, they're delicious.
What are these, Emily?
These are plates that are on sale, and the money goes towards the pipes and drums of the Cape Breton Gaelic Society.
Oh, and that's exactly what it says on
Yes, and we also have these mugs.
The mugs go along with them,
Yes, we have the mugs and the pipes. And,
isn't that splendid? That's to help pay your expenses.
That's help to outfit our pipe band.
Oh,
I think we have about 35 children in the pipe band right now, and it costs quite a bit to outfit each child.
You have a grown-up band as well.
Oh, yes.
Adult band as well.
No, just the children's band. Just the children's band.
Oh, I see.
They go from ages, I guess, 12 to 18.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I wasn't. And now you have something here.
Well, we're selling tickets on this quilt. We'll be drawing for it at our fall fair, October the 12th, I believe, or 14th, the fall fair is. And we're selling tickets on the quilt.
Quilt.
Definitely.
Tickets at $25, $5 for $1. A splendid look.
And it's valued at $200.
$200, and you get 5 tickets for $1. 25 cents.
I guess that's it. And we have our little pins for the pipe band.
Emily, would you introduce your friends?
Yes, I have Marilyn Dwyer here.
This is Marilyn.
Good
morning, Marilyn.
Lexi McDonald.
Lexi McDonald.
This is John Dan McNeil.
Good morning.
And Kay
John
McKenzie.
Dan and Kay McKenzie.
We're all members of the Gaelic Society.
Nice talking to you,
Nice
ladies.
talking to you.
Hope your bazaar is a success now.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
We have John Archie McQuillan from Sydney. What do you play, Archie?
The Bones.
The Bones. How long have you been playing those?
25 years.
Here's the chance. Go ahead. Thank you, John Archie McQuillan. Good job. We have here Helen Zaidos of the Greek community. Helen, will you tell us about your table, please?
Okay, we have a various number of displays here representing both modern and ancient Greece.
Modern and ancient,
This
yeah?
is very modern, and of course it also goes back in history. The typical musical instrument is the bouzouki.
Ah, not the mandolin at all,
No,
eh?
it's the bouzouki.
I see.
And it's strung in almost every cafe shop.
Yes?
This cafe shop is a little bit different from the ordinary instant coffee. It's done by the Turkish method. It's Turkish coffee.
You make your coffee in that?
In
with
this
the
is
flame
a
under and so
that's
on?
right. And it's poured in very small cups and saucers
Use
because
little demi-tasse. as
that's
you
right.
say,
They're
yeah.
called the demi-tasse because it's
Yeah.
very concentrated coffee. You can't take too much of it. This is the national drink of Greece. It's called ouzo.
Ouzo, is it a clear liquor?
It's very clear. Actually, you can't tell if the bottle is either full or empty because
Oh,
it's water clear.
Water
And
clear,
the only
like
way you know that it's
gin.
100% pure is that if it is water or humidity will cloud it, and you know that it has been watered down. You don't take it if you
Is
don't
there
want
a
it.
second way if you drink it?
If you drink it, then you get watered down.
Would you tell us about some of those little beads you had there,
Okay.
please?
These right here are worry beads.
Worry beads?
Worry beads. They help you get rid of any anxiety or
Did you
tension.
try them?
Well, I've brought me through a lot of stores.
These are displays, not for sale, eh?
No, they're just for display.
For display, yeah.
Right.
These traditional dressed
That's the
Greek
National
people.
Guard costume right there. And here
the
we
white,
have
eh?
some young people who are dressed in the National Guard
I
and a young
see.
lady. This
National
is a tradition.
Guard?
National Guard. You'll find them at the guards of the palace.
The red, I see.
That's
Do they
right.
have a gun or a weapon or a sword?
They
or
usually have a knife. I don't know if they have them with them. Excuse me, but they're over here.
I see. You have the knife here.
So it's a little, usually a little pouch. Anyway, I can't find it
I
right
see,
now, but it's
they're,
usually a little pouch, and they carry the knife at
I
the
see.
side.
There we have
But they also carry a gun.
This is an interesting thing
Yeah.
you were telling me,
Right.
Helen.
In our church, the bride and groom are crowned by the best man or woman and the priest. These are stephana. They're put on the bride and groom's head.
A halo light.
No, it's actually a crown.
A crown.
It's
eh?
made out of flowers originally. And at the end of the marriage ceremony, the priest ties it, and the union is a knot.
What, each of the participants the
Have
men
to
and the
wear
women.
it. Yes, they're blessed by the priest and by the best man. If one should die, the knot is cut and the stephana goes with the one that died. They're buried with the one that goes.
Gee,
They drink out of a common cup to unite their
it'd
decisions.
be the wine, Helen.
That's right, the wine. And the best man usually gives them a silver tray with sugared almonds. The sugar stands for sweet life and the almond for fertility.
I see. I see.
Also, the guests are usually given a memento of the wedding, and they're usually sugared almonds and something decorative to remember the occasion. And they all hope they will have a sweet and fruitful life.
Oh, splendid. Now,
This is given by the best man or woman, given by the married couple to the best man or woman in appreciation for them being honored on this day or crowned in their ceremony.
very, very.
It's usually an interesting gift that they can use, something practical for the house, and it's usually decorated. Yeah, there's their knife.
Oh gosh, yes. There's the knife that the guards
That's
wear,
right, that's
and
right.
they wear it in their belt at their
And they
waist,
sometimes have a gun too.
and a gun as
For
well.
very quick action.
I see.
Long distance.
Oh, the new type of
Right.
thing.
This is a baptismal dress, and it's 46 years old, we think. The person who gave it to us doesn't want to admit it, their
I see.
age. But these mementos, there are little pins that are pinned on almost every guest will wear one of these.
I see.
Maybe you could
Oh, be glad to, Helen.
take one of these for
Oh,
today.
splendid.
You can say that you've gone to a Greek
They've
baptism.
gone to a Greek festival.
They also give the children's, they call them,
Those are the little gifts too. Helen, had you a large Greek community in
not too
Sydney?
large, no. Unfortunately, we don't have that many.
But you're quite active?
We're active, yes. We center our activity center around the church.
Yes, I see.
That's right.
Thank you
We have
very
a
much.
big school too.
We have to quit now. We have some
Thank you.
competition from the music.
Okay, thank you.
Bye. We're talking to Fred Miles, coordinator of downtown parking at the Sydney Mall on Charlotte Street. Fred, was there quite a problem in preparing this?
No, not ever, Evan. We conceived the idea, a group of downtown merchants, and in about 3 weeks we put this together.
In 3 weeks. Was it a difficult thing to get the merchants to work together?
No, they're very, very cooperative. The best we've seen on the street in 30 years, Evan.
Splendid. The weather's a big thing, I would think.
Yeah, we're keeping our fingers crossed. Almost all the entertainment, the sidewalk sales, we require sunshine. If in the event we have rain, we'll try and postpone it and run the double duty the next day.
Oh, I see. You would do 2 days in one. What are the rules for the treasure hunt, Fred?
Treasure hunt at 10 o'clock and at 2 o'clock. Merchants on the street are going to throw balloons out of their top story windows. Inside these balloons will be gift certificates and coupons varying from anywhere maybe $5, $10, $50, $100 off merchandise. It's only good in that one store that particular day, so you got to go downtown, grab a balloon, find the store you want, and go in and spend that certificate.
Let's hope it's not too windy that day. Will this be an annual thing?
We're hoping next year to increase it. This is an experiment. We'd like to see next year maybe go for a month with the mall idea, right through the whole.
4 weeks or so. How about a year, Fred?
Long-range plans on our 5-year plan, we're trying to incorporate Charlotte Street into a permanent mall.
A permanent mall. How have they gone permanently in other cities?
It's done really well. It starts as we've started on a small scale, and it grows from there. And we're hoping.
Is this an expensive operation?
The merchants have contributed close to $3,000 for this so far for 1 week. It does cost a lot of money. The advertising's expensive, but I think it will pay off.
The merchants pay for that. What next? What next, Fred? We have 3 parking lots. We have the downtown market, the downtown mall. What next, Fred?
We're going to try and maintain the excitement on Charlotte Street. We're planning now for a Christmas promotion. We'll go into that with next summer's plans and the long-range plan, of course, which is a 5-year deal.
Now, what is your message to old and young, Fred?
Oh, we'd like to invite them both down here. For the young people, we have all kinds of clowns and costumes. We have these little ice cream people over here, and we have Darth Vader and the Star Wars characters. And then for the older people, we have all kinds of beautiful little girls and dancers and entertainment throughout the whole week. So,
Splendid. Splendid. Thank you, Fred. Every success, and I hope the weather holds. Thank you now. We're talking to Peggy Ryba of the Polish community. Hi, Peggy.
Hello.
And will you tell us what you have here, please?
Yes, I will. This is Ursula Melsky, and Ursula's dressed in a traditional costume from the region of Krakow. And this is her little girl, Jancha, and she also is in a Cracovia costume. And I am wearing a costume from the mountain region, Góralski.
I see. Are these have to be handmade?
These are all handmade.
Yes, I see.
Yes, and from Poland.
And from Poland.
Yes.
Would you describe the
some of the
other
work?
things here?
This is our wooden work, and it's a very, very tiny wiring to make a design. And this design on this plate happens to be the castle, the Wawel Castle in Krakow. And this one here is from the mountain area and has the traditional mountain flower, similar to the Edelweiss, I guess. And this here is some Polish folklore. And this is a little hut or a Polish village in the village, in Sokopani.
That's a replica of houses that people live in and
At one time, yes,
one time.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. That would be just like a summer cottage now. They would have something like this.
I noticed the fancy work that they're sitting on. Is it something to say?
Yes, this is the traditional flower, the mock of Poland, and it's all done hand embroidery.
All hand embroidery.
On linen,
all
on
hand
pure
work.
linen.
Yeah, I
yes.
see.
And
Yes, Peggy.
this is a picture all made in straw.
For goodness sake,
Yes.
look in straw.
It's all straw,
And all handmade.
all handmade,
For
yes.
goodness sakes, is that
And-
a particular building that you know about?
Oh, polo, yes.
I see,
Yes.
a polo. And this little man here looks like a guardhouse, Peggy.
Yes, this little one. Unfortunately, I don't know too much about this one because this is
That goes
Ursula's
back quite a
artifact.
while, I suppose.
But she could tell you something about this, huh?
Just a little man praying, supposed to be a little man praying, but
Oh, is this a little
Yeah,
prayer? This
right,
a little
right.
prayer
Yes.
booth. I see.
and this is the same flower like Peggy showed you in that plate.
That's
but
the
it's
flower
made
that's on
different
the
way.
plate, same
so
type
you can
of
hang
thing.
it in a wall, eh?
Ah, yes. Yes.
And these are the wooden boxes.
Yes,
Oh,
yes. And what are these eggs?
These are our Easter eggs.
You have Easter eggs
Yes,
colored too in
yes.
Poland.
Very,
That's
very
good.
nice. Very, very
Do you
nice.
hide them? Is that traditional to hide them like we do?
No,
the
we don't
children
hide
now?
them, no. They're just colored and they're placed with the lamb, the Paschal lamb, and they're used at Easter time and taken to church, and we usually have them blessed. It's a very, very ritual, a very religious custom, and a very nice one.
I see. Peggy, that big bird there.
That's the Polish eagle. Polish eagle.
And you actually have those eagles now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
It's the Polish eagle.
And
That's
gee,
the
we're-
emblem of Poland.
That's the emblem of Poland.
Poland,
We're getting
yes.
Poland. We're getting up to here to a chess game. Do you play chess, Peggy?
No, I don't, but this is my son's. He plays chess, and this is his.
Did he make that, or did he
No,
buy that?
it was given to him by his grandmother, who brought it to him from Poland.
My, it's a beautiful
It's a
board. I wonder
Gorgeous.
if he'll be playing on chess day. We're going to have sports day here, and they will be
Oh,
playing chess.
I'm sure
on
he'd
that.
love to. I'm sure he'd love to.
Your
yes.
son, you say?
I have two sons, and they both have a set. This is one. They both play chess.
There'll be a master here playing one day this week on sports day. He's going to play simultaneous chess with the older people.
Oh,
now,
this is
now
nice.
we have the traditional
No,
dresses.
this is the dance costume. Yes, these are the dolls in traditional costume. This one is from Lubelski. Yes, and this is just a costume. It's not a dance
Polish.
costume. It's just from one of the regions. Yes, and there's the larger doll. And this we just acquired recently. There are 6 Polish engineers here working with DEVCO.
What is it?
And they're designing the new mine, and they brought us from Poland. That is coal from the coal mines in Poland. And this is...
And the safety lamp.
Yes.
On top.
Top, yes. We just acquired this, as I said,
for
recently.
goodness sakes.
And they also gave us the Polish miner from the mines in Katowice.
Gee whiz, they don't go into the mines all dressed like
Not
that.
like that. That's for the holidays. That's the holidays. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are there many Polish people in our community here?
Yes, we're the only Polish community that's active, I think, east of Montreal. We're the only one that we have our own church, we have our own hall called St. Michael's the Polish Village.
Ah, yes.
Yes, in Whitney Pier. And we have a cultural organization, and we have a well-known dance group, which are now performing in the USA.
Ah, yes. Stephanie, I think, has
Stephanie
something to do
Melnick
with
is
that.
teaching the
she here?
dancing. No, they're in the United States, and Mary Peronoski does the singing.
Ah.
And they have gone to the United States to perform for a week concert.
Thank you, Peggy. Thank you very much for telling us about the Polish community. Welcome to Reflections in Member 2 at the Nova Scotia 1981 Indian Summer Games.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Member 2, 1981 Nova Scotia Indian Summer Games. Your MC this afternoon is none other than Danny Christmas, coordinator of the Summer Games.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very glad to see a large crowd for this afternoon's ceremony. There's numerous people here to thank, and I'd like to apologize ahead of time. All the people that I won't be able to thank personally. I'd like to issue a special thanks to Mr. Carl Gould, who has coordinated the 165-mile run from Pictou Landing. Okay. Before we begin our ceremonies, I would like to ask Mrs. Pauline Bernard and Mrs. Matilda Herney to come to the mic and open our games with an Indian prayer.
Sedmauta mule
Thank you. I would also like to introduce Mr. Terry Paul, who is the assistant coordinator and my right-hand man, to conduct some of the ceremonies this afternoon.
Thank you. First of all, welcome. And I'm here to make one presentation here, and that would be this year's host, Chief Eddie Christmas, and last year's host, Chief Raymond Francis.
I'd like to read a scroll for Chief Gaelic Christmas, member 2C, CV. Dear friends, we meet once again in friendship for the 5th annual Indian Summer Game. Last year, we had the honor and privilege of hosting the events, and now we are proud to pass this honor to you. We sincerely hope that your fellowship and friendly competition will continue and good sportsmanship will prevail. To honor Chief and Council and to all the people, and especially to all participants of the contest, may we extend our best wishes for a successful and a happy event that will always be remembered with pride. Yours in friendship, Chief Raymond Francis. It's all yours now.
Thank you very much, Chief. First of all, I'd like to extend a welcome from the people of Member 2 to the chiefs that are present, all the government dignitaries, the mayor, city, and the alderman for our ward, and Russell McClellan and Vince McLean. I've got a list as long as my arm, but and the representatives from the Department of Indian Affairs, and from the residents of Member 2 to all of you, thank you very much. I hope the time you have here will be a memory to you, and as I'm sure that the people of Member 2 will be remembering you. Thank you very much.
First of all, I would like members of the City of Sydney to come to the stage. Mayor Manny McDowell, Alderman Earl McDowell, and Alderman Charlie Palmer. Thank you for meeting us.
Great. Best of luck, Manny.
Thanks, Earl. Nice to meet you. Would you like to say a few words, Manny, on behalf of the city?
Thank you, Danny, for your kind invitation to come to the stage. On behalf of the people of the City of Sydney, I'd like to welcome you all here to the Nova Scotia Summer Indian Games. I think we should all have a sense of pride in us for the facilities that have been put together here in such a short time. I understand when the people of Member 2 applied to host the games, there was nothing here but a bog. And a lot of work by a lot of people made this dream that you see today a reality. I think a special vote of thanks has to go to Danny Christmas and his driving efforts on behalf of the people of Member 2. So let's have a hand for Danny. I know that I've been up here a few times talking to Danny, and in my own mind did not believe that this facility could be put together in that short a period of time. It was, and I think the people of this community should be tremendously proud. I wish you all well in the games, and let's everybody have a good time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Manny. I would now like to ask to come to the stage Mr. Russell McClellan and Mr. Vince McLean.
Thank you very much, Dan. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here this afternoon for the opening of the Indian Summer Games. It's, as Manning has said, it's remarkable to see what has been achieved in such a short period of time. And I think that a lot of the credit should go to Mr. Ellerbrook, who has done such an excellent job in this regard. But the main praise, I think, must be saved and directed towards the organization, which has worked endlessly and tirelessly to achieve what we see here today. I would also like to thank the federal government for the support that they have given, and I would like to welcome to our midst this afternoon Mr. Ray Chenier and his family. Ray is the Parliamentary Secretary for the Minister of Indian Affairs and Northern Development and does an excellent job in this role and has just arrived in Sydney and has made it a point to be with us this afternoon. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much, and to all the participants, the very best of luck and good wishes for a most enjoyable Summer Games. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, it's certainly a pleasure to be here today and to see the magnificent facilities that you've put together in such a short period of time. I know when I first met with Alec and Dan and provincial officials, people said it couldn't be done. You've proved that it could be done, and as a result, I certainly hope that you enjoy the games and that you display to other bands across the province the type of facilities that can be built when everyone works together for a common goal. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce the delegation from the Department of Indian Affairs, the Minister's Representative, Ray Chenier, and Mr. Ron Witt, Regional Director, and Lyle Sturgeon, District Manager.
Mr. Chairman, Chiefs, honorable members, Your Worship, ladies and gentlemen, I would first like to bring greetings from the Minister of Indian Affairs and Northern Development, Mr. Monroe, who was incapable of going and who asked me to represent him. It's certainly an honor and a pleasure to be here. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the organizers of this large feast and to wish success to all the participants. Certainly, it's a very important event, and I remember after last year's games, when there was question that they would be continued, we fought hard. I know that some of you did fight hard also, and they're back again this year, and I hope that they will continue indefinitely. Again, congratulations to the organizers. Success to the participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chenier. On behalf of the Nova Scotia Department of Culture, Recreation and Fitness, I would like to invite Mr. Donnie McLeod and Mr. Russell McNeil to come to the stage.
Mr. Chairman, Chiefs, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here today in the beautiful facilities you have here. On behalf of the provincial government and Minister of Culture, Recreation and Fitness, who was unable to attend today because he's in Thunder Bay at the Canada Summer Games. I'd like to say that I wish you all the best. I hope you have good fun and good games and the weather stays good. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I would like to invite Mr. Ron Witt to say a few words on behalf of the Department, Atlantic Region.
Well, I do count it an honor to be here and share in this wonderful event. And I wanted to add a few words of congratulations to the organizers of this game, not only because of the miracle, really, of turning the swamp into the beautiful site that they have, but also for the forethought that they've added to the planning of the games this year in adding a component of cultural events and cultural significance. I'm very pleased to see that addition to the games. I hope it becomes a tradition, and I add my congratulations to Chief Christmas and to the organizers. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'd like to invite a delegation from the Cape Breton Development Corporation. That is Mr. Steve Rankin, President of the corporation, Dave Miller, Vice President, and Mr. Steve McNeil.
Mr. Chairman, Chiefs, can I express the regrets of Mr. Rankin, but I know that he would want us, Mr. McNeil and I, to extend his congratulations on this event and to point out that the Cape Breton Development Corporation is proud to be able to be supportive of any development that succeeds in Cape Breton. And it's a great sign and it's great for Cape Breton to have an event like this. And obviously we wish best of luck to you, the Chiefs, and all the participants, and I'm sure it'll be a wonderful game. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Thank you for coming, and I hope you'll enjoy this year's Summer Games.
The Indian Summer Games 1981 are continuing at Rotary Park. We have with us Terry Paul, coordinator for this afternoon's events. Terry will be telling us about the canoe events. What's going on now, Terry? The first items.
Well, first race is due to start at 2 p.m. and it's the women's division, and they'll be going on a 100-meter race.
Oh yes, that's once down the pool.
Yes.
I see.
And the next one is in the girls division, the same length. And that's for girls that are 16 and under.
Oh yes, for the younger ones, I see.
And then 3 o'clock, these are going like every half hour.
Every half hour you'll be running them off.
Yeah, and the women's division again, and that'll be the 200-meter race, and that's once up and turning back down again.
And are there many in each event? Will you have to run them in a series?
Yeah, for the ones that have a lot of registers, we will have heats for those. And the best 3 times will be the ones that win the races.
The best 3, you'll be running, there are 3 lanes in the Rotary Park pool, and you'll take the winners of those and have the runoffs, or the paddle-offs. Mm-hmm. How many are in each canoe now?
There'll be 2 to a canoe. There's no singles races.
I see.
Doubles.
Who's supplying the canoes?
The Summer Games Commission.
So they'll all be the same. There'll be a standard.
The same, same type of paddles and everything.
Are there many bands taking part today?
Yeah, we've had registrations from about 8 bands. We expect more.
I see. So is this more than last year, for example?
Well, it's pretty well the same, really.
It's about the same. I see.
There's a lot of interest in canoeing.
Is that so? Do you look forward to interesting competitions this afternoon?
Sure.
How you do,
The main thing is to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks, Terry, for your comments there. We'll probably be talking to you later after the winners are in.
Okay, thank you.
Kids got over there. Where's the one getting over here?
We have the winners of the 100-meter ladies canoe race at Rotary Park this afternoon. Josephine Marshall and Darlene Paul in 42 seconds. How did the start go, Darlene?
Well, at first we didn't get off to a very good start.
Didn't look too promising.
No, but I guess once we passed the halfway mark, then we picked up some speed, and after that, just was just a matter of paddling in unison.
You went right into it. Josephine, how did you feel about the halfway mark? It seemed that you weren't really getting in there.
Well, it seemed like we weren't getting anywhere, right? Because we were so close to the shallow water. But then after we got to the end, we really picked up a lot of speed.
And were you both paddling on the same side? Did that make a difference?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got us away from the bank a bit.
You were in the stern, eh?
Yeah.
You were the charge of negotiating the direction and so on. And were you aware that you had won? Could you see that you had won?
Oh, not really, because the other I could see from the corner of my eye.
You were busy.
Yeah,
you were
really close
getting
behind
to that
us.
line, eh?
Well, we just kept concentrating on was just doing it together.
Is this the first race that you've won in the canoes?
This is our first competition.
Did you beat the champions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, I guess you feel pretty happy about that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks very much, Josephine and Darlene.
Okay.
Okay.
We have here the winners of the 200-meter 16 and under canoe races. And what is your name?
Cheryl Nevin.
You're Cheryl Nevin. And you?
Tina Paul.
Tina Paul. I hear you're paddling out of number 2. Is that right? And did you have fun in that race?
Yeah.
Did you think you were going to lose it? At one time there, you have a little difficulty?
Yeah, turning around.
That's the big thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and then we were going over there, and I told Cheryl to move over, and I pushed it over that way.
Oh, you were almost over the line, were you? The separation.
Yeah.
I gosh, you did well, though. That was fun. Have you canoed before?
No. It's our first time canoeing.
It is?
Yeah.
Say, and your winner's right off. Good going. Okay, Cheryl and Tina, thank you now. We have here the winners, the team winners of the 100-meter and the 200-meter. George Isidore and Terry Paul. Terry, how about that first one?
Yeah, it was a pretty close race there.
That was close, wasn't it? Yeah. What was your strategy there?
Well, really, my job is just to go all out, you know.
To go all out, dig in there, eh? And it was real close.
Yeah.
George, how about the second now? The 200?
Oh, that was pretty good too. We just dug in there and told Terry to keep pedaling. I'll make the turn for him.
That turn was the big thing there, I think.
No, that's one of the rates there, I think.
You people had no problem. Are you experienced canoeists?
Yeah, we got some experience.
Yes, experience behind you.
Yeah,
the big thing there was had some
training.
training, and it was the turn, eh?
Turn it.
And
in front.
That was it. Are you going to take part in some other activities now?
Yeah, there's the 400-meter race tomorrow we'll be taking part in, and also the feature race. That's the 1 mile relay, which is to take place Sunday at 2 o'clock.
Oh,
and that's using 3 lakes here.
Using the 3 lakes here at Rotary Park. That'll really be something. And it's, you go up to 3 and back, eh, to the end. And will you be in that? Will you be taking part in that on Sunday? And George, are you in that? Oh, gosh, that'll be fine. Well, every success now for Sunday as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Ray, will you tell me the rules for tomorrow, the system you use for pointing at the plow match?
Well, okay, well, when we judge a plowing match, we're looking for, first of all, an undercut. We call it an opening split, which is land turned out this way as if it was a finish, really. But when we're starting, we turn it out, called an opening split. That causes all the grass to be cut. Then that's turned right back upside down, and it makes the crown. And conceivably, there's not going to be any grass come up because it was all cut underneath. So you're not going to see spears of grass coming up making it very difficult.
The roots have been cut and
They've been cut.
they will die.
They should.
They will die.
There'll always be some survive, but generally speaking, there'll not be much. So that makes it easier to cultivate. All of our plowing in the competition is based on practical plowing. We want a straight furrow naturally. That's part of the show. Contour land's going to be very difficult. So we, you can't get top scores if the land is not level.
You'll have a level land tomorrow, will you?
Relatively level, but there is some side hill, a little bit, not very much. It's quite good. I think for the area, it's very good. We need a decent. Again, the angle of the furrow will give you that underneath opening for the oxygen and the water drainage.
Be watching for that.
We want the furrows the same. We don't want to see a wide one and a narrow one. In other words, when you're looking at the completed plowing, you should not know which two were the one plow mark.
See, yes.
If
It's got to have some uniformity.
Yes, if it's two for a plow, the third furrow should look the same as the other two.
I see.
We want a crown that's not high. A peak crown like this is just not what we want. There's several reasons for it. First, probably the most important, is that it has to be kind of a shallow cut. And when you go in there harrowing or disking, whatever, you're going to have too much sods or trash coming up with that piece of equipment. If it's flat, you've got none of that coming up. The field actually should look the same right across. Crown and right. If you're looking at an angle, you should not see a high crown showing up there. When the finish is made, you should not see a great big deep finish. It should be relatively flat and even right across. Regardless of the depth that's plowed, it should look the same.
I see.
We pay particular attention to grass coverage, which is going to be difficult here because grass coverage can only be accomplished with a type of skimmer, we call it, that rolls the top of any tall grass or clovers or whatever. It just simply takes a slice off of the very edge of that and it rolls it under before the furrow comes up.
Right.
That cuts off all of the grass that normally is seen between the furrows. And these plows are not equipped with it, so we're going to see grass and clovers or whatever in between the furrows.
We'll have some of that here.
Yeah, so that's a judging point. And the other is the finish. We want it straight. We don't want it deep. We're talking about the same depth and finish as our normal plowing. And
would that be 4 or 6 inches?
About 6 inches here, yes. Normally 6 inches. We want that finish. If we can get through competitions such as this, we can get it across to farmers that we don't have a big wide finish and a deep one, but we have a narrow finish and shallow.
And shallow.
Yeah, and this can be accomplished, and it may seem strange to people. When it's finished up, there should be only one furrow mark down there. There should not be two, one thrown each way.
So it is an art, right?
It is an art, and it's a real, it is a real a challenge, I guess you'd put, to do this and do it properly. The reasoning for this one furrow only is that in the spring, you go to fill in that hole, and you've got a very narrow hole to fill in. Otherwise, you're trying to get a lot of soil to fill in a great big hole, and it's just not properly done. You can't do it.
Ray, in closing, when did you learn plowing now?
Making that first round. This one should only be deep enough that you're quite sure you can match it with another one coming in. Now mind you, in the opening split, all this is going to cut underneath, which is a different thing again. This is going to lay down. You can't really describe it to you right here. Because this, the opening split is going to be all turned up. And the idea behind that is, underneath this crown, when you make it, all that grass has been cut. And when you make your crown, you gather that same stuff you cut out, and even though it'll be turned up green on top again likely, or it can be mixed up, either, doesn't matter, it's still cut, and the roots are gone. And the whole theory behind it is, when you match this next furrow here, there's no grass that wants to go up for quite a long time. It's all been cut, thrown out, and mixed up, and, this way, next week you come and see this grass is coming up like this. The other's supposed to, that's, it's practical, but it's part of a show, but it's still practical. And the idea behind it is you don't let this grass coming up so it can go in with the barrels and 3 weeks in a month's time or next spring or whatever, and you won't have nearly as much grass coming up to it. That's the idea of this opening, is to keep the grass under control. If that opening split was done, find that this would be too deep, because you can't match with the other one, and you have a real problem matching. That's going to take experience, and that's all. All I can tell you is that this is the way you would do it. Don't go too deep after your opening, and your opening split should only be as close as you can get to 2 to 3 inches. Not more than that, because you've got too much slab to try to turn in. The shallower you can get and cut it all in the opening split, the better off you are. Too deep, you're going to have a problem trying to turn back up and make 2 colors here. So, generally speaking, in the opening split, you would only use this plow, you pull it up, way up there in the crank. This one doesn't plow at all. First time down, just 1 furrow going, and it's going to lay it over just like this move now. Okay, the less you have, and you can still cut it in here, the better off you're going to be. So, let's talk about 3 inches. Approximately 3 inches there. That'll leave a narrow slab. You come back down, the front furrow, deepen that one again. The front furrow will be taking this part, throwing it this way. Okay? Going this way now, the front one's doing it now, but it's the rear one you use. You turn around and the front furrow moves this one over, and again you don't want it deep. The rear one comes along here. Okay? You have 12 inches. That's where you take. Okay? Your 12-inch furrow, the front one's doing this, and the rear one's doing this. So your rear furrow is going to be rear cut is going to be over here. That again becomes, so I'm talking about the moving of the back and forth of the mower boards that you can do. In this case, you can do it by pulling this mower board back this way. You can lay this strip that you're going to cut here closer to the center. And this center, don't forget that this is going to be moved out. And this is over here, so you're assuming the center is going to be around here somewhere. The closer you can get that thing that you're going to cut off here, and maybe over to there, the closer you can get to the center, the better off you're going to be to lay your 2 furrows on top of it. If it's way over to one side, and you lay your furrow down, it's going to roll over the top of it. And you can't match it. It's a mess. It's going to be flat, and just simply the end will roll down.